Hi, Brad Ward with Ward's Auctions. A little bit of Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions today. We're just actually setting up for the April 2nd Firearms auction, which is actually really coming together very nicely. I just wanted to point this one out specifically. I've never seen one of these before. It is an Evans a sporting model repeater. And what makes this very unique is you load from the back end. This is a Civil War piece. Very few were made. One report I saw said 500. Jim's not here for me to ask. He's sort of my go-to guy for answers. Another report said under 2,000, but I think there's a couple of different versions. This one here, and it's in a 44 caliber. It's deemed as an antique, so you don't even need a license to have this. You can't get ammo for it or whatever. But inside, this tube is the magazine. And what happens is you feed from the back here and you cycle it. And there's essentially just a corkscrew in here. And it feeds up every time you cycle it, it brings it one step closer, and you just keep feeding another one in, cycle it, feed another one in, cycle it, feed another one in, until your magazine is full. I'm not positive if this is the short 44 version, which would hold about 33 or 34 rounds, or if it's the long version, which would hold, it might be in the catalog. I just grabbed this, it was so exciting to see it. The long version I think holds about 28 or something like that. But one of the oddities, and you can imagine if you were shooting, boom, boom, no, boom, you can shoot quite fast, and you've shot 3 rounds, now and then you start to feed, now you got quiet, because this is military stuff. They never got a military contract, but they wanted to. Now you're out in the bush or whatever, you got a minute, so you feed in another one, but you've now got a 3-round gap between the last of the first batch you put in and the first of the second one. And so now when you go to squeeze, it's not spring actuated, you would have to, you emptied out your tube to that part, and now you'd have to cycle this the 3 times to get that next round in. So it's not perfect by any means, probably one of the reasons why it didn't really fly, but I've never seen one in the flesh before, so this is very exciting. It is obviously missing a ring here, but the butt plate's there, wood is there. It's even got deluxe wood. It's got checkering on the wood here. Very, very interesting piece. Anyhow, this is for the next sale coming up on April 2nd. We're going to get a full video of that going right away. Thanks for watching. Brad Ward again, Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions. April 2nd is the upcoming sale, April 2nd, 2016. The viewing is going to be on the 1st, April 1st, and it's going to, right now, and we're not even done cataloging at the time we're videoing. We're a full week ahead of the sale right now, which is nice to be a little bit organized. We're not always as organized as that. The viewing is from 3 until 8 o'clock on the Friday. I highly recommend that you are here for the whole time. Those of you that are actually going to be in the building. Obviously those that are online, that's a whole different equation. But because there's going to be so much to look at. There's 350 some firearms in the sale already. About 700 lots in the sale, 350 some are firearms. And great military stuff, older stuff, plus a whole pile of newer stuff, newer handguns, etc., etc. And there's going to be more firearms yet. We have some more to go in fact, some that came today that I'll show you. And look at, like as an example, when we have a miscellaneous lot, look at how substantial it is. It's a huge, this whole tub of brass is a lot in the firearms sale. And there's lots of good miscellaneous, lots of leather wares. You can see it all on the website at wardsauctions.com. Reloading dies, and again, several in a lot. I'm not going to go through everything, that's pointless. A trimmer for if you make your own arrows, some stocks, holsters, big bags of holsters. This was, the fellow was making his, I think it was the guy that had doing the arrows, and so he was doing that. This is great collector pieces here. I'll be honest, I'm sure some of this is live and some of it isn't. I think we're going to want to exercise a little caution, but definitely some neat stuff, some cannons that somebody made. Stuff along this back wall. There's bayonets, there's vintage bayonets, there's newer stuff, newer collector type sharps, if you will, in smaller versions, and we got bigger versions over at the front. The online bidding, the registration is already active, so just go to our website, wardsauctions.com, to access that, but it's already on there. In these 3 cases down here, it's all newer stuff, collectible stuff, and when you pay you go to the store to buy this stuff, it's a small fortune. Your Excalibur type stuff and your Samurai type stuff and all the rest of it. Some of it is just downright crazy looking. I don't know what the deal is with this, but it seems like a very handy carving knife for the turkey or something, I don't know. Heck of a unit. You don't want to get punched with one of those or with one of these. There's two of these in there, so I imagine that's for that little move there. Just showed everybody that I am ill-trained at hand-to-hand combat. In here you have some vintage bayonets and scabbards and sabers and so on. There's some neat stuff in there, and again, we can't talk about all of it. It's just a way of giving you an overview. We'll probably do a video as well explaining, we've done it before, explaining the procedure for bidding and registering and whatnot. There's always seems to be people that don't quite grasp it, and plus it changes a little bit, sometimes because of us, sometimes because of the feds. Good lots though, quads, there's lots of AR stuff. There's an AR back there, and the same fellow that had brought in the uppers to go along with it. These are a lot of his mags, I'm sure. So there's bundles of, good bundles of mags, good bundles of stocks, folding stocks. There's 1911 mags. This is a case, new in box, Ducks Unlimited spotting scope. I'm making an excellent gift for somebody when you're outdoorsy guys. Some trench art, some good helmets back here, a little bit of military uniforms, not a lot this time, but definitely some good helmets. The fridge is not in the sale, not that that matters. There's a crossbow, because everybody needs one of those. Good selection of optics. A couple of new pieces and a bunch of used pieces and so on. And again, that's where viewing is really important, because if you don't have it in your hand, look through it, see what you think of it, you really don't know what you're up against. So viewing is very, very important. Those that bid online, they have to accept the fact that they don't get to do quite the same level of viewing. Great selection of vintage handguns and pistols. Some prohibs, obviously, that's just the nature of the beast, which is kind of unfortunate because they shouldn't be prohib, but some of the stuff that's not prohib is fantastic. And of course everybody can buy that, or almost everybody. In this case that we're looking in now, as you look along and you see, and when you look on the website and you see, you're going to say, by golly, that stuff looks like it's hardly been used. There's a whole pile of stuff that has never been used, never been shot. And so, and some of the stuff that has been shot probably has been almost not shot at all. 1 or 2 rounds, one little trip to the range just to say, hey, I used this thing. But really there's a whole pile. And this Ruger is no exception. The GP100, it still has the plastic disc in there. Beautiful, beautiful firearm. I don't think it's ever been used, .357 caliber. These ones have probably been used, to settle all kinds of debts and problems. Dueling pistols matching, number 1, number 2. Well described in your catalog. They're lot number 79. And we liked them so much that they are the cover art for the catalog and whatnot. They are just the coolest thing on the planet. This case is no exception. Brand new looking stuff and stuff that is actually brand new. There's one flare gun. I'm going to sneak around back here, seeing as how I trapped myself in a corner. So a lot of that stuff is as good as it looks. These boxes that are now behind me, those of you that have been to the sales before are used to us having stuff that's in cases, and we have the firearms back here. These are all empty. This time what we did is we've taken them out of the cases and boxes, put them in the racks, have the cases and boxes numbered, just because there was so many cases and box pieces that we were going to have not enough table space to take care of it. Because there's so many. We've got all 3 rows filled up, as you're going to see as we go along. We're just going to go along real fast, but because there's everything. I mean, there's Marlins, stainless steel, deluxe wood, SKSs, shotguns, newer stuff and older stuff. Good fun. I bet this thing's never had a round through it. Just a sharp looking shotgun. This AR, this is the one I mentioned earlier. So the way that Jim cataloged it is you get the AR complete, ready to rock and roll, extending stock, etc. It's a flat top, so you do need to have an optic back here, but there's lots in the sale. And then each one of these uppers is a different lot. So you can buy those, because there's lots of AR guys that would just, hey, I already have an AR lower, I'll just buy one of these uppers. So it's all going to be 5 different lots there. Piles of good full wood military. There's actually 2 of these takedown 1022s with the cases. Again, as I mentioned, we took them out of the cases to make it easier to set up the sale, but there's 2 of these in the sale, and these are just ideal. Great pieces to have, camping and whatnot. Brand newer lever stuff, and again, now we're seeing some full wood military. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is nothing compared to what's in the sale. There's piles and piles of it. I mentioned some stuff that came in the mail, or that we're not done cataloging. These 5 Colts arrived in the mail just literally today. They will get cataloged for this sale. They're all Series 80. 4 of them are actually in 38 Super. They're all restricted length, even the smaller one's actually just barely, it's restricted. There's 145, and I think that might be it. The rest are 38 Super, which I'm actually a big fan of 38 Super. Another thing that came in the mail is our business Ward's Auctions membership for the CCFR, Canadian Coalition for Firearms Rights. I highly recommend that you join that. We need to do whatever we can to help our cause. This is the brand new Marlin that's in the sale. Lot 101 and Lot 100 is the pistol that is the money's going to the Spruce Grove gun range to hopefully try and get them back in operation. Again, newer stuff. You can go on and on all day long. Vintage Winchester, octagonal barrel, over and under, go skeet shooting. Lots of full wood military, everything. You got your Mannlichers, your Mausers, the Mosin Nagants, of course Enfields, a nice selection of Enfields. There's that other takedown I talked about. There's an M305 for, a good usable, affordable firearm. Lots of vintage pump guns. Sexy new lever guns. I mean, these things look like they've never hardly been touched. They certainly haven't been beat up in the woods like some people. This CZ 455 Canadian, I've never even seen it before. I'm not sure if we can get a zoom in, but it's got the maple leaf emblazoned in there. What a sharp little Canadian commemorative sort of piece. And in 22, need an optic on it. Again, empty boxes back here. I think we're just going to sort of skim up the side here because again, we can't talk about every piece. It would just be ridiculous. But you can see all the vintage stuff, the newer stuff. Bipod on there, SKSs. There's SKSs with polymer stocks. There's SKSs with the old original wood on it. There's a Winchester 1885 high wall right here. Good collectible piece. This is a paintball gun. We don't normally go down the last row. I don't think we do anyhow. But I just wanted to show you just how much it just goes on and on and on and on. 350 some firearms, including the rifles and the handguns. And a great selection. It's going to be a great sale. When is it? It's April 2nd, 2016. That's a Saturday morning. We'll start at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll open the doors at 9. The viewing is on the 1st. That's the Friday. And that'll be from 3 o'clock till 8 o'clock. I highly recommend taking all the time you can to view. Everything's on the website. Your online bidding, you link through our website, wardsauctions.com. It's in conjunction, of course, with Bud Haynes auctions out of Red Deer. Jim and Linda actually, as we speak right now, are at the Calgary Gun Show down there, setting up, and they'll be there. You go and say hi to them if you're seeing this in time, sort of thing. The address, 11802 145th Street. The parking still sucks. There's no argument there. And I don't know what else I can tell you. My name is Brad Ward. Phone me if you want, 780-940-8378. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the sale.